Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on a 106. We're going to remove the transmission. One of the first things we have to do, we have to drive the pin out for the dry shaft. Plus we have to take the brake rod. Right underneath there is the brake rod. You can see right there is the cotter pin right there. We have to remove that. And then we have to take, it's kind of a workout doing one of these. You have to take out this bolt and these two right here and do the same on the other side. Now this is good cast iron. International had their own iron ore, so it's all virgin ore, so them bolts will come right out. The only time you really have to worry about the bolts coming out is on the aluminum. But I have seen these bolts here in the rear axle housing. I have seen them broke before. So I'm gonna put you in the stand and we're going to get the brake rod out first. So right here is the brake rod we took out. Right here is a cotter pin puller right here. If you don't have any of these, you better get some. They work really well. I had the cotter pin just like this and put it right through the loop and then took a hammer and it pounded right out. So here comes the fun job. We're going to take out the roll pin. And I just heard it drop out. So we have it divided. We're going to take out the bolts in the rear first. And the reason we're going to do that is because if you keep this one in the front tight, these bolts here won't get hung up so easily. But first thing we're going to do is put this jack stand back in on this left-hand side. And that's the difference between cast and aluminum. They come right out. These ones here aren't awfully tight. They've probably been in since the early 60s. I should say the later 60s, older than I am. Now, if you take them bolts out in the front first, these are going to hang up because this side here on the right side is a little bit longer bolt. And even when you're doing the aluminum ones on the Cyclopses and the later 82 series, always leave the front bolts in first. Or I should say leave the front bolts in. Holds them steady. Now these are UP bolts here. We're gonna go to the other side. And you see she really started to come apart, which is good. And there we go. It's all out and ready. We'll get this sold here. It'll probably be going into some puller. Right here is the brake rod right here that I had to get off. It goes through that lever right there. So we're going to get it cleaned up. That's what they look like right in there. So I'm going to get this 106 completely dismantled. It's a good running machine, so it'll part out very well. So we're going to move on to the next project. It's early Saturday morning. Already had a load of cadets come in here today. Had some signs that also came in, and love this one right here. It has raised letters on it. This one here, I have the cabinet for it right outside. I'm going to show you the machines that came in. They'll be quite an addition to hang on the wall here. Love the Cub Cadet signs. I'm looking for the one that has the international emblem on it. It says outdoor products. That's one sign I'm missing. But I'm going to take you outside. We're going to go through all the items we received in here this morning. Right there is a 44C deck. Actually, I believe I get that paint off. It's in pretty good shape. Right there is a 3000 series. I sell a lot of parts, especially the gearbox in the dry shaft. Right here is a smaller 3000 deck. Right there is another parts one. You can see these decks are really beyond use. Right there's a rear hitch for a Cyclops. This deck here, I'll put it right with my other ones out in the backyard. Right there's a 1440 rear end. I sell the axles, the 30 millimeter axles out of them. Right there's a 44A deck that came in the other day. Just some rims, mule drives. Seats right there. There's a side panel for a 3000 series. Right there is a 2000 series machine. It came in. It does have a command in it. So we're going to get that out and see if it runs. It's supposed to, actually. Here's a 3000 series right here. Has a Stratton and Briggs in it. Looks like it has a new starter on it. They eat starters up, especially the gears on them. Right there's the cabinet for that sign right there, another 3000 series. There is a steering box for a 1440, 1641, 1862. I sell a few of them bumpers for them 3000s right there. There's a 1730. I've been taking some parts off. I'm going to film that this week, taking the starter off. But I wish this one here had triple hydraulics on it, because I sell a lot of hydraulic parts off of them. And I'm going to show you right here is some other miscellaneous stuff right here, some hoods. There's a hood there that the grill is in exceptionally great shape. Right there's a seat. And I'll probably save that seat right there, because I will just put a cover over it. Some side panels, 1864. This one here came from Gugino, which is a local dealer still in business. This one is Lamb & Webster. They were just recently bought out by Monroe Tractor. Look at that front grille right there. There's the exhaust for a 3000. More side panel pieces. So it's early Saturday morning. Stay tuned to my channel. I start showing a lot of the items that come in. I even get Craftsman's in here. Try to cater to the Cub Cadets, but a lot of people have other brands. Right there, some covers for some more decks also. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we're going to move on to the next deal. I want to save these vented rotors. This is out of that 1772. This axle right here is really bad. The splines are really worn. I'm assuming the gear in on the differential is bad also. But I'm going to pound these studs out and keep these rotors, throw the rest right in the dumpster. We're going to take that out. So we're going to take the lug nuts off. I'm going to save them also, because they're exactly the same super or regular spread frame. I like the looks of them. I think they look pretty cool. So we're going to go to the other side. Now you don't have to put these lug nuts on them, but I just want to keep them in good shape. Definitely wearing some safety glasses. I'm getting old now, so I don't want to lose an eye. I'm done taking gambles with that. There's the rotors. We're going to keep them for a future project. I'm probably going to put this axle or these rotors on that 882. I'm going to make some changes with that machine. Probably put a wiring harness in that machine and might turn that one over to 30 millimeters. So stay tuned for future videos. Don't ever sweat taking these off. That was, you could see that was a real simple job. So we're going to move on to the next project. We're going to see if we can get this one running. I've already thrown the fenders right in the dumpster. Not even sure. I didn't even ask the guy if it ran or not, but we're going to see if we can get this one going. And if it runs, we're going to pull it right out. Let's see. So let's see if this one runs. Made a pigtail right here to activate the needle valve in the carburetor. You're going to hear it click. So we're in pretty good shape right there. Let's see if she fires. Better choke it just a little. See all the mice remnants right there. Now, I wasn't really sure about the harness in it, so that's why I made that hot wire to go right to the electric shutoff on it. Pretty happy with it. Going to let it cool off, and then we're going to pull this motor. I'm going to let it cool off for about 10 minutes or so, and we're going to take it out. The muffler will be probably one of the toughest things, and that's one of the first things you have to take off, and it's only 4 bolts, and then we'll unhook the controls. The throttle wasn't hooked up on it either, so this machine was a parts machine that came from a dealer, and this is actually going to be a good deal, so I'm pretty happy that this one runs really well. Now we're going to pull this motor. It's cooled off. Actually, I had quite a few customers in, so it's really cooled off. The hardest job on a 2000 series is, and I busted it, you can see, I don't know why they did that. They bust a lot. The studs for the muffler. one bolt wasn't even in there, so. Now we're going to take the bolts off. While we're here, let's take the controls off. 5/16 on the controls. We're not going to have to unhook the starter either, because when I tested it, I took the cable off because we didn't use the regular wiring harness on this machine. Make sure you have these out of your way. Nine-sixteenths on the main bolt. Now, when I'm in a big hurry, I can pull these pretty quickly. Down in that area right there, so it'll take me a few seconds longer to get this side, and then this motor should be just about ready to come out. Oh, we have one more thing I forgot about, is these have a ground. Right there we have to take off. You know, I think that was a good idea to ground them right to the block in this area, because that's one thing a 2000 series didn't have any issue with, is bad ground, wiring. They actually weren't a bad machine. In my opinion, they're a lot better than a 3000. And there we go. Ready? I imagine it's probably going to go in a Cyclops machine. That is a good running motor, and somebody will be really happy with it. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you liked the videos with a lot of different content to it. And please leave some comments, and definitely like the video, and please subscribe if you haven't so far. And we'll definitely see you on the next video.